making sure. Okay, we're live. Awesome. Okay. That is good. That is good news. Okay, well, this is something a little different. I thought maybe this would be fun. I know maybe 5 people may watch this, but that's okay. Really, I just want to have fun. I really don't care about fame or any of that. Give me a second. I'm going to go ahead and share the stream around. And yeah. Video extreme buffering. Yay! Oh yes, I forgot how crappy my computer is. Okay, well, I better figure that problem out. Sorry guys, I'm trying here. Please forgive me, my computer is just, it's old, it's slow. I'm hopeful to get a new computer very soon. Just to let y'all know. Oh boy. Okay. Give me a second. I'm just gonna share this around. I'm pretty sure my quality's probably correct. Wait. Is this the chat? Hey, okay. Hey Jetman, Mega Anthony, how you doing? I hope I'm sounding okay. I apologize if I sound like this because my computer is right now. So I'm actually surprised I'm able to get any of my schoolwork done. But welcome to the stream. Excuse me. So prepare to hear a lot of ums, you knows, and all that stuff because I'm so good at that. Okay, so the NASCAR season has concluded. Guys, stop crying. Joey Logano won the championship, okay? He did. So, that's all I can say about that. Before I get started, as I continue to post the stream. Okay. So, as I get started. Odd. Okay. I'm doing good. I've had a busy weekend. I've been doing a lot of pep band biz. Playing the trumpet and all. The reason why I haven't done a whole lot of videos lately is just because I've been super busy with school. Hey, CA Nanny, how are you? I've been super busy with school and other things involving school, extracurricular activities, obviously. Trying to be a social student on campus and all that good stuff. I still plan on doing videos. I have a lot of plans. I actually have a comic dub collab I'm doing with Life on Cloud 9. You may have heard her voice on the Dazzling series, which I'm very much looking forward to the Dazzling Season 3. I do have video ideas, including a Sunburst video about him talking about Black Friday. I really want to do something like that because that's worth ranting over, in my opinion. And actually, you see Jetman999 in there. Him and I have been planning a little idea. I want to do more than just little parodies and MLP stuff on YouTube. I'll still do that kind of stuff. That's not changing whatsoever. I just want to expand upon stuff I want to do. The idea is I've always wanted to do an NR 2003 series. I did one with Griff Dogs. What if Dale Earnhardt was still alive? That was early 2017. Well, that was fun. I felt like I could have done better. Especially, I did know how to handle with the ratings of the cars back then. I do now. And I recently been playing around with it. And I've been creating some very interesting racing. Very good competitive racing with a Cup 90 car set. So, the idea of the NR 2003 series, it's going to start in 2001. And if you automatically think, oh, Dale Earnhardt lives, that's not it. That's not the only thing. All I can say is nothing's perfect, right? I don't want to tease too much of it because I do want to release some sort of prologue or trailer of it at some point, but we are planning this thing called Saturday Night Lights. And I do want to do it in a way where I do at the time, the Winston Cup, the Busch Series, and the Craftsman Truck Series. Most likely, they'll all be condensed in the highlights because, you know, and of course the races will be condensed too because there's just no way I'll be able to do full races at all, or else it's going to take like an entire year to do 1 year, you know, because it's 2018 2001 was 17 years ago. Let's just say something crazy happens, but I don't want to exactly say that. Sunday. It's Sunday Night Lights, isn't it? Why did I want to say Saturday night? I mean, some races are on Saturday night. What did CNN say? I'm working on chapter 14 of my 4th fanfic. Oh, cool. I remember you talking to me about your fanfics at BronyCon, man. I remember that. Yeah, Sunday Night Lights is what I wanted to call it. Sorry, I'm always tired. Whatever. So yeah, that's a plan, an idea I had. I like to do other NR 2003 stuff. I like to do in bad video settings. I really don't care at this point. You know, there's just a lot of ideas I have that I want to do, and just right now don't have time. You know, I just got to focus on school. I got to focus on academics, my job, and my internships, in which I actually have had media credentials to a couple NASCAR events this year. Actually, if you see my stream thumbnail, that's a picture I actually ended up taking at Kentucky Speedway. So I figured maybe I'd pull that pic out for this stream. Okay, that's out of the way. I guess I'll say this too. My Twitter, @AlexGray83, if you want to follow. I mean, you'll probably see me post on there every now and then. Or at least try and make a post or an occasional retweet. I try not to be too heavy on Twitter for certain reasons. So let's go ahead and get started. Just basically, let's talk about the season, the championship weekend, and looking forward to 2019. So, I don't know why I keep saying bad video settings. That's mainly because my computer is a load of poopity scoop. That's all I could say about my computer. Oh yeah, Fox is apparently getting rid of the Holiday Hotel. Not Holiday, Hollywood. Jesus Christ, I'm so tired. Come on, Alex. Can I be anyone? Well, I mean, you can be friends with anyone. You know, try and start like a conversation with anyone. Try and, you know, just try and be social with people. You know, you can be friends with anyone. So yeah, Fox is getting rid of the Hollywood Hotel. They're getting rid of that for like this VR kind of thing. So they're cutting back from what I heard. I was watching what's his face, David Land's video a little bit last night. Holiday Hotel sounds like a trash Christmas movie. Yeah, it kind of does actually. Let me know how I'm sounding, by the way, because it's telling me bad video settings, and you know, look, there's nothing I can do there. I'm just gonna plow through. Worst case scenario, I'll do it on my phone. But I really wanted to do it on my computer, even though my computer's like, so. Brett Moffitt ended up winning the Truck Series title. I picked Johnny Sauter to win the truck title. I thought he was the most dominant all year, but Brett Moffitt, he's been just absolutely phenomenal. He won, 5-6 races this year, driving for Shiggy Hattori, former NASCAR and IndyCar driver from Japan. I actually remember seeing after they won the second race of the year at Atlanta, that Moffitt's win actually got in newspapers in Japan, which I thought was really cool. So imagine what kind of media publicity Hattori could get in his home country for that, and maybe rub some of that off more, get more people into NASCAR that way. But I thought this was one of the biggest storybook moments the Truck Series could ever ask for, because, I mean, this is a team, and truck teams are shutting down left and right. This was a team that struggled with finances. This was a team that struggled with the fear of not even making it to the next race, because they didn't have enough sponsorship. But they were able to really prevail through anything. And Hattori and Brett Moffitt won the championship. And, of course, Brett Moffitt said Friday morning of the race, he said he didn't have a job for 2019. He didn't. So I'm hopeful that maybe he ends up back in the 16, or somebody else will, and Hattori can go for another championship, or maybe Moffitt moves up to Junior Motorsports or something like that in the Xfinity Series. There's still a lot of silly season stuff left to go. Let the silly season commence, I should say. But between Moffitt, Justin Haley, Johnny Sauter, and Noah Gragson, Brett Moffitt is your 2018 Camping World Truck Series champion, soon to be Gander Outdoors Truck Series champion, I should say. Yeah, if you don't know, the Camping World Truck Series will now be referred to as the Gander Outdoors Truck Series. Fun fact, I believe the CEO of Camping World also owns that company, Gander Outdoors, Marcus Lemonis. So, yeah, that's the Truck Series. Moving on to the Xfinity Series, you had Christopher Bell, Tyler Reddick, Cole Custer, and Daniel Hemrick. I'm not going to lie, I was really surprised about Tyler Reddick winning the championship. But then again, as a Dale Jr. fan, I'm happy he won another owner title another title as an Xfinity owner. Technically, this is his 5th. Yeah, 2014, he won with Chase Elliott. Last year with William Byron, and this year with Tyler Reddick. Logano is my favorite. Well, you must be very happy right now. Gander, Camping World, Overtons, and another thing are all under Marcus. Yep, absolutely correct. And please, feel free to correct me on anything whatsoever. I was a little surprised, but, the title thing. Junior actually won 5. I mentioned 3. The other 2 were 2004, 2005 when he ran Chance 2. I believe Junior more so owned that team, and that was under Martin Truex Jr. when he was coming up, in which I actually met Truex in 2005 in a mire in Florence, Kentucky. I was very happy that day. I was like 8 years old. I remember walking in there last Christmas holiday, last December, and just like, man. And I even remembered where I met them. Him, David Stremme, David Green, Stacy Compton, and Michelle Janae Jr. But anyway, Tyler Reddick is the champion for the NASCAR Xfinity Series of 2018. Pit strategy really hurt Cole Custer late. I'm really surprised he stayed out as long as he did. Almost kind of similar, saw the same thing with Kyle Busch. Then again, I was at Pep Band and trying to watch the races on my phone at the same time, which is kind of difficult, but I try to follow the races to much of my ability. So I'm in a situation where I don't have NBCSN for whatever reason, even though I have FS1. I don't know. But happy for Tyler. Obviously, it's a little odd that he's moving over to RCR next season since Daniel Hemrick is moving up to the Cup Series. So I don't know how he'll fare in that, but Trey Fisher, not enough. Cole Witt. That's another driver. Cole Witt apparently wrapped up his racing career last week at Phoenix. Is it me, or we just see a good amount of drivers leaving? Cole Witt, Justin Fontaine, and then obviously other guy, Elliott Sadler, and most of them have said the same thing. I want to spend more time with my family. So I have a question for you guys before I continue. Do we need to shorten the NASCAR schedule? Not like the Cup Series maybe have 30 races. I do feel like 36 is a lot, and as I said earlier, it's demanding. Or I don't know if I said that earlier, but NASCAR, it can be demanding to drivers a lot because, the crews are working on these cars, really, and you think they're going to take a little break. I mean, after the awards ceremony in Vegas and after Christmas, get ready for 2019. Everybody's going to run back to the shop and get started for that. Let's see. So Elliott Sadler, yeah, just ran his final Xfinity race. I've always had a lot of respect for him as a driver. We need more Casey Kane level retirements. Yeah, I'm really bummed for Casey Kane that he didn't get to finish the season at all. Because his health was not allowing him in the stock car anymore. His final laps in a Cup car was driving some test laps at Charlotte after the Roval race in the 95. So I'm really bummed out that Casey couldn't finish the season, but I want to congratulate him on a great career. I got to see him win at the 2006 Coca-Cola 600. I remember that very well. So, yeah, he's retiring. Allmendinger, AJ Allmendinger may not be back next year. McMurray looks like he's retiring potentially. Matt Kenseth, although he said he was retiring last year. So, I actually heard some rumor somewhere, I don't remember, about another driver retiring. I don't really know much about it. I've just heard it a couple places. So, if you guys think another driver could potentially retire during the offseason, who could it be? I don't want to claim anything because I don't know crap. Okay, I don't. I can only make speculations, opinions, and all that stuff. So I mentioned Tyler Reddick win the championship. I thought Christopher Bell would take this one. I picked Christopher Bell to win the championship. Although I'm surprised Justin Allgaier was not in the championship for. I felt like he should have been. Tyler Reddick was able to prevail and be in the right place at the right time and take home the championship. Now let's talk about tonight. Keselowski was the rumor, but he shot it down on Twitter. I don't see Keselowski retiring. He's got another 10 years ahead of him, really. Speaking of Keselowski, let's talk about his teammate. Joey Logano, and I know some of you are probably like, oh God. Joey Logano is your 2018 Monster Energy NASCAR Cup champion. Stop crying. Okay? He won the championship. That's that. And yeah, I may not be the biggest fan of Logano, but I tried to make myself have respect for these guys because of the hard work they put in. And, NASCAR is very physical. Those cars are big, they're heavy, and they go very fast. And these drivers have to be in shape to drive those things, okay? They do. And, I do congratulate him. I do think Logano is a good driver. I was more pulling for Truex because of Furniture Row shutting down, which I still feel like shouldn't be happening, honestly. I'm really bummed about that. But he's moving over to the 19 next year, Truex is. So I'd like to hear your thoughts on if Truex, how he'll do in the 19. So is that really true that NASCAR is... Whoa, NASCAR ending? No. NASCAR is not. A lot of people like to make this claim that NASCAR is dying. Is NASCAR struggling? Yes. Is NASCAR dying? No. NASCAR is not going to fold, but I do think NASCAR needs to change some things. NASCAR shouldn't be, quote, gimmicky. They need to change up. It's too expensive, too. The prices of the cars need to go down. We need to see better competitiveness, and we've seen it this year a little bit. So I'm really interested to see what next year's roll package will do. But I don't know. I'm not sure where you heard about NASCAR ending, but I don't see NASCAR dying. The issues I see with NASCAR, I guess before I get on with the Ford 400, the biggest issue I see is the cars need to be cheaper. Especially, you're seeing a bunch of trucks. Premium Motorsports is shutting their truck team down. Gosh, who else? Brad Keselowski shut his truck team down. Red Horse Racing shut down their truck team. I feel like a lot of teams have been shutting down. They need to stop shoving young guns down our throats. You make an interesting point. Like I said in my live stream, it's not Brian France's fault, it's the fans. France did what he could and actually listened. Fans just didn't like what they asked for and instead blame Brian. In the end, NASCAR does have some problems. I do think the Xfinity and truck races actually need to be cheaper in tickets. Heck, I think the truck series needs to get away from the cup tracks. Go back to your early days. Go back to the, team up with, when ARCA comes into NASCAR in 2020, team up with ARCA and run these smaller tracks like Salem, like Toledo, like Elko, and all that stuff. I think personally, the truck series going to these smaller tracks will be better. You'll get bigger crowds. Because who doesn't want to see trucks on a short track beat and bang? The fans want short tracks too. IRP, Indianapolis Raceway Park, or Lucas Oil Raceway Park, I guess it's called now. They're renovating their track. They want NASCAR back. Speedway Motorsports Inc. talking about buying out Nashville Fairgrounds. You're hearing about, Rockingham getting bought. They may come back. Memphis wants more NASCAR events. If you remember Memphis Raceway Park, whatever it was called. Now, if somebody could just buy North Wilkesboro and refurbish it, we'll be good. But yeah, I just think with the schedule too, Texas doesn't need a second race. Las Vegas doesn't need a second race. But the reason why they put a second race in Vegas is the money. Charlotte, I'll let slide by because you transformed the fall race into the Roval, And the Roval works. I like the Roval. I like it. I think it's a fun thing. I don't think every track should do it. I think it's unique that Charlotte does it. And obviously it provided a very dramatic and great finish. Probably one of the best finishes in recent memory, if you ask me. I was just like, what just happened? Because so much happened at the end of that race. Go back and look at, Johnson and Truex, and then they both spin out. Blaney comes over and takes the win. Daniel Hemrick dumps Jeffrey Earnhardt, and because of that, Kyle Larson advances a position. After being in the previous wreck, he was able to get into the next round of the playoffs, which I was like, what in the world just happened? So, I think that's, again, I just think NASCAR, and of course, catering to the younger generation obviously is a big thing. I just think they need to do something different. That's just my opinion. I think, personally, the cars are expensive. They shouldn't be. Sponsorships cost too much on cars. I feel like that if you can race, you should be given an opportunity. NASCAR, to me, should be for anyone. What do you think of the playoff system? Needs to be reformed, move entirely, or should it say? I can understand why the playoffs is the way it is. They want to make it exciting. Obviously, with Monster Energy sponsoring the Cup Series, I can understand it. But I've always been concerned with the... I was watching Eric Estep's video from earlier this year about what changes he'd make to NASCAR. And I agree with him on this. Remove the win in year-end ideal. Because what if... Let me think of what if... Okay, Trey, this will make you happy. What if Reed Sorensen drove the 7 for premium and won the Daytona 500, and then hey, we'll drive you the rest of the season because you won, you can be in the playoffs, and, he finishes 30th and all that. Nothing against Reed, nothing against any premium at all, but there is that concern, In my opinion, I liked the 2011 system a lot because I just love the 2011 championship battle between, you had the 2 wildcard spots. Tony Stewart got one of those spots. He won half the chase races, and him and Carl Edwards duked it out all the way to the checkered flag at Homestead. 2 drivers. Obviously, that was probably the best championship battle you had since like '92 when my man, the late Alan Kowicki, won the championship over Bill Elliott, Davey Allison. I think 6 drivers were eligible. Originally, I was like, we should just go back to the old system. But I'm like, would the younger generation like that? So, I'm kind of 50-50. Yes, they would have to crack the top 30 in points too. So, let me be more realistic. A front row, maybe a guy from front row. Or, okay, 2 years ago, Chris Buescher, right? Now, Chris Buescher drove the wheels off that 34 car. He did, because I remember he had some really good runs in that car afterwards, finishing 5th at Bristol, and you could tell he's like, well, heck, I won at Pocono. I guess I got to race even harder to get into the chase, and he did. So, I don't know, the whole rounds thing, I don't know. I mean, if you want to playoff, fine. I kind of like the 2011 system better, but maybe take away the win and you're in situation and be based on points. Maybe the final 4 spots are based on wild card. I don't know. That's just an idea. I don't know what's best because everyone's got different opinions. A lot of people, you can't make everybody happy. People are going to complain no matter what. People will complain, okay? That's just how it is with, But if they eliminate wins, wouldn't it just eliminate the need for a playoff format? It could. I'm trying to remember what Estep said because sometimes I suck at remembering what I just said earlier today. It's I'm kind of half and half on the playoff format. I understand they want to make NASCAR exciting and all that. I just don't know right now. Because I used to believe hey, let's just get rid of the playoffs. But now I'm like, well, should we do it a different way? I was talking to my dad about it earlier this week, and he said, honestly, I don't like the fact that someone could win 9 races and not make the championship for it or something like that. So, I mean, I can understand it's a way to shake it up and everything, because, I don't know. I want to hear your thoughts too. But in my opinion, I'm kind of 50-50 on the playoffs right now and how it should be formatted. I feel like something could be changed, but I'm not 100% sure what it is. I think I was going to talk about the Ford 400, wasn't I? YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Viewers will experience buffering. Oh, well. Yeah, and then there is that case with Ryan Newman, which is cool. Daniel Hamrick actually probably could have been in that same situation this year as well, going in with no wins and everything else. So, yeah, it could be a Ryan Newman case from 2014. You know, the guy literally almost was that close to winning the championship with no wins. Give me a second. Taking a drink there. I'm trying the holiday limited edition Mountain Dew called Merry Mashup. Cranberry pomegranate flavor with other natural flavors. Who knows what those are? So, I'll be honest with you with the Ford 400. It was, and just remember, like, I don't have any notes on me. So, I'm just kind of going off the top of my head. But, again, this is an idea I have. I'd actually like to do NASCAR discussion videos in the near future or whatnot. How many Young Guns do you think will make the playoffs, and who exactly will? Angel Leon, are you referring to 2019? Because I do actually want to make a 2019 predictions video, but I probably won't do it until after New Year's because I want to see all the silly season stuff, in which I'll get more to that after I talk about the Ford 400. It felt like it was really back and forth between all four drivers. At one, it was more on Logano. It was Kyle Busch at one point, and Truex, and then Harvick. It was kind of back and forth. And I was sitting there going, who's going to win the championship? I don't know who. But then at the very end, I felt like it was going to be Logano because he just, like at the end, he had the fastest car. And then I think he just got past, I think, yeah, Kyle Busch led because he hadn't pit. And I think it was Harvick, Truex, Logano. Not in that order, but in the championship order. What? Did my stream end? Why did my stream end? God, I love technology. Let me see this. Hold on, guys. It's telling me I stopped streaming. I don't know if I still am or not. Or, you know, the thing could not respond because I hate this computer so much right now. Man, I love technology. It's so much fun. It is so much fun. Okay, it still says stop streaming. Live. Okay, I'm sorry guys, for whatever reason, my OBS froze up or whatever. I really don't know if I was still streaming or whatnot. That was really weird. Where was I? Okay, but in the end, it looked like Logano just had the faster car and was able to prevail and win the championship. My thoughts on that, congrats to him. I was really expecting one of the big three, more so Harvick and Truex, to win it. I mean, you know, it looked like it was on the... I knew those three were going to be in the championship, and you had the four best drivers all season in the championship four. Obviously, Logano had a massive turnaround from last year, winning at Richmond. Then he had the win, what it was called at the time, encumbered, after failing post-race inspection, which I have a question about that. How does your car change that much throughout the race? I don't know. So yeah, Logano won the race, he won the championship, and that's the end of the season. All I can say about that is he won the championship. I mean, I know people are blowing up about it. Some people are not the biggest fans of Logano. I try to respect these drivers as much as I can. I can just say congratulations to him. And, you know, obviously this was the end of an era for Jimmy Johnson. He is not retiring, but he drove a throwback to his old Lowell's paint scheme from his rookie season. Because this was the last race he ran with Lowell's. Ally Financial will be his new sponsor starting next year, in which Ally Financial used to be GMAC, which used to be a Hendrick sponsor back in the early to mid-2000s. And, of course, Chad Knaus and Jimmy Johnson, after 602 races, those two, he will not be Johnson's crew chief. Knaus will not be Johnson's crew chief next year. He will be William Byron's crew chief, and Kevin Mandering, I think is his name, will be the crew chief for Jimmy Johnson. So, will this change bring on success to Jimmy Johnson in 2019? We'll have to wait and see. I'm kind of on the fence on Johnson next season. Then again, I'll make a 2019 predictions video at some point, probably after Christmas into the new year. Let's get into silly season, I guess. I guess I'm 30 minutes into this stream. Let's get into silly season. I found this article from kickingthetires.net. Spencer Boyd, who drove the 76 in the Xfinity Series, he teases his 2019 plans. He says, quote, "We're going to go real fast." He said, "For me, it's going out there, running full-time. Next year is going to allow us to do that, to take what I've learned this year and take it on next year. I think we're going to be really good next year." It looks like he will announce his ride after January, just weeks before the season opener at Daytona. He's excited to get the rookie stripes off towards a possible return to the Xfinity Series. Interesting. Let's see. There's more rumors somebody posted here, but I'm not going to read them because I don't want to, I don't know. I have a question for you guys. Do you think the number, I don't think the number 60 is going to come back. Do you think the number 60 is going to come back in the Xfinity Series? How many times did that car wreck this season? 28 out of 33 races or something like that? Every race, that car wrecked a lot. What do you think Trevor Bayne goes? He's out of route. I think Samster on one of the Discords, he believed that he should go to trucks. I could see him winding up at Junior Motorsports in the 9 car, but I'm not so sure because a lot of people think Brett Moffitt may go there too. I think Bayne could either go to JRM, or I could see him going to trucks maybe for GMS, and become the new Johnny Sauter, Matt Crafton kind of guy maybe, and compete for truck championships. I mean, I can see Trevor Bayne racing in Xfinity or truck the rest of his career. Who knows? He may end up at like front row or something like that. But I think Bayne at least goes to Xfinity or truck next year. The 41 car, I'm pretty confident that Daniel Suarez will end up there. The 1 car, I'm pretty confident that's going to be Kurt Busch's ride next year. I'm going to say he drives that car for another 2 years, and Ross Chastain takes over the 1. This morning, it was announced that John Hunter Nemechek is going to move over to the 23 at GMS in the Xfinity Series, which makes sense. He doesn't have to worry too much about sponsorship because of Allegiant. Excuse me. He was driving with Chip Ganassi this year until, obviously, Chastain winning. Let's see here. Do you think Justin Haley will move up? Or perhaps maybe the 9 car could be a mixture of drivers? One thing I'm excited about. So basically, Chip thinks Ross is better than John Hunter Nemechek. I think they're both very talented. I think John Hunter is a very good driver, and I think Ross has proven to be a very good driver. So that's tough, and it's all based on sponsorship too. Reddick went to RCR because he needed a guaranteed sponsor. That's a big thing too. Drivers have to bring in sponsorship money, and that's been the big trend. You should look up what Justin Marks said on Twitter about that. I wish I could look that up, but I don't want to take too much time on that. I heard rumors about Matt Tifft moving up to Cup next year. I've just heard rumors. Okay, I will. If it's a rumor, I'm going to address that it's a rumor. Do not take it seriously. I don't know. I've just seen it in a couple places that Matt Tifft may move up, which is a little surprising to me. Justin Marks. Let's see, what other... I'm trying to think. What about Justin Haley? I think this is an opportunity that Justin Haley may move up to the Xfinity Series next season as well. I don't know for who. Maybe GMS. Let's see. Justin Marks. Let's see. Where did he post it? Okay, yeah. I'm just going to read off what Justin Marks said here. There was an inflection point in NASCAR when the cost to compete ran so unchecked that it surpassed owners' abilities to field cars with their fiscal abilities. The responsibility to fund racing then passed to the drivers, and a new business model trajectory emerged. Owners realized the pool of funded people who passed to be race car drivers far surpassed that of people that wanted to be owners. So instead of looking for sponsors, owners looked for funded drivers, inadvertently changing the economic landscape forever. He also said, 3, bottom line, we drastically reduced the cost of competing so only the most talented drivers get opportunities, or the trend we're on continues unchecked. He also mentioned, 4, NASCAR is an entertainment property. We must entertain. Televised recreation will not survive. We must restrain OEM funding arms race and put the competition back in the hands of the drivers and crews. No more wind tunnels, CAD, NASA spec R&D. It's 2018. American consumers will find other things to be entertained by. Reduce the cost, diversify the product. Don't be scared to disrupt and change. Seek guidance, or 2024 will be the end. If it was me, I'd implement wide-ranging economic reforms that empowered the owners to have the ability to support to run their businesses without the stress of employing their workforce based on one or few aspiring NASCAR stars with personal funding. I know I was one of these drivers. I know all too well the collective psychology of the owners. They want the best drivers, but they have to hire the ones that can cover payroll. If we reduce costs significantly and take risks for the sake of captivating an eager American consumer base, we give ourselves a chance. We must reinvent. NASCAR must work for the teams, and priority must be creating an entertainment property that serves the fans. I think he makes some very interesting points there. Do you think Connor Daly or AJ Allmendinger finds an Xfinity ride? I think they'll both end up being road course ringers, in my opinion. Hard to say with Allmendinger. I think potentially he may bounce back between IMSA or ISMA, I think it is, or NASCAR and maybe IndyCar. Maybe AJ Allmendinger, because he's driven IndyCar, and obviously Champ Car too back then. Maybe he attempts the Indy 500. Connor Daly. I know he drove an Xfinity race at, oh my God, which one was it? Road America, I think. He drove the 6 for Roush. They are very good road course drivers. I could see Allmendinger bouncing between the sports cars, stock cars, and the Indy cars, in my opinion. I think Allmendinger will be doing that. Maybe he'll drive the Rolex 24 at Daytona. How much minutes am I in this? 38 minutes? Okay, well, I appreciate you guys enjoying the stream. I know it's... AJ won't return unless they add the arrow screen. Interesting. Oh, yeah. IndyCar needs to add some sort of protective shield over the cockpit. You saw the freak accident with Justin Wilson 3 years ago. That can't happen. It just can't. So I can understand that. I think they need to do something where they can protect the heads, protect the cockpit of the drivers. So therefore, because I know F1 is doing that Halo thing, which I think is quite interesting. Ugh. Oh, jeez. I'm tired. But, anything else I've been missing in terms of silly season? I've just been kind of, looking at rumors and speculations and all that good stuff. Who is AJ? AJ Allmendinger. He was driving the 47 Kroger Clickless Chevrolet for JTG Daugherty Racing. He's being replaced by up-and-coming rookie Ryan Preece, who is driving some on and off races for Joe Gibbs in the Xfinity Series, in which... Who's driving that 18 next year? Who's going to be driving that 18 for 9 races? Jeffrey Earnhardt. I'm ready to see what he can do, because he's top 10 in most popular driver voting last time I checked. I want to see what he can do. A lot of people say, oh, Jeffrey's not that good. How do you know? He's driven most of his career in lower equipment. He's been working hard trying to, driving that equipment. So now, we can see what he'll do in Joe Gibbs' equipment. Now we can really judge on what he'll do. Their open wheel cars on ovals and accents like Wilson's and Wickens aren't good for the sport. I agree completely. I feel terrible for Robert Wickens and what happened to him here. Obviously, Dario Franchitti career. He had a career-ending crash in 2013. We lost Dan Weldon in 2011. Lost Justin Wilson in 2015. Wickens had a scary accident. Put him in a hospital. James Hinchcliffe in 2015. In 2015. Because I was at that race. In the Indy 500, he had that scary crash in Indy. IndyCar needs to do something. They need to fix something. I don't know what the answer to that is. Actually, something I'd like to do eventually is start watching IndyCar and ISMA, WeatherTech, Sports Car Championship, and stuff like that, just to get more into more auto racing. Because I love NASCAR, okay? Complain all you want. I love NASCAR. I grew up with it, and I will never stop loving it. Ever. Okay? I tell people when I had media credentials to Kentucky in the Brickyard this year, I told a lot of the people, I've been a lifelong fan growing up, and I just want to give back. I want to give back to the sport I love, and in any way, shape, or form. And that's truly how I feel. Sebastian Bourd. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right. Thank you for bringing it up. Yeah. There's been a lot of scary incidents. There's been a lot of scary incidents in IndyCar lately, and I think that's pretty concerning. Well, okay, this list of rumors do have sources from Catch Fence and Maxim. What else is there? There was talk about Stewart-Haas Racing having 2 Xfinity cars next year, with Cole Custer coming back and Chase Briscoe being in the 98, which I think he's deserving of that. I think Chase Briscoe is a very talented driver. Obviously, I know sponsorship has to be secured. He'll probably drive the 98 full-time. I would like to see Briscoe drive for Stewart-Haas, because he did win the Roval Xfinity race. I'm trying to think what else, because I said that, obviously, also we know that Ryan Newman's going to the 6, Daniel Hemrick's going to the 31, Ryan Preece to the 47. Right now, in terms of rookies, we have Ryan Preece and Daniel Hemrick, as I just mentioned. Johnson's new sponsor, McMurray, looks like he might be retiring. I think he was offered to run the 500 for Ganassi and then take a managerial role with the team, which it looks like that's what's possibly going to happen. I do know, I think it's on the 26th or the 28th, that Jimmy Johnson and Fernando Alonso are going to do a driver swap, in which they'll go to a road course and drive each other's cars. Tony Stewart and Lewis Hamilton did it back in 2011, and I think in 2002, something like that, or gosh darn, what year was it? Was it 03? It might have been 03 that Gordon and Juan Pablo Montoya drove each other's cars, Jeff Gordon and Juan Pablo Montoya. So, let me ask you all this. Would you like to see Fernando Alonso race in the Daytona 500? Because he wants to win the Indy 500. Hey, Fernando, hop into a stock car. Try the Daytona 500 out. You don't have to use the brakes much, and just avoid all the spinning cars all the cars that are spinning and crashing a lot because it's super speedway racing. I'd like to see that. I think it'd be cool. I think it'd be good publicity for NASCAR, knowing that someone like Fernando Alonso is going to step into a car and try and win the 500. I think that'd be pretty cool, if you ask me. Let's see. I don't think I really have nothing else to put. I know, Trey, you keep saying Reed Sorensen to the 9. I'm sorry, I don't see it happening, but I guess you never know, right? I mean, this silly season's been interesting. Obviously, Furniture Racing shutting down, I guess, shocked me enough. Does anybody remember the rumor from, like, I think it was a few months ago, that Kyle Busch Motorsports was going to be a Cup team? Like, it was posted on Reddit, and it was debunked the next day, like, that's not happening, which I figured it wasn't. I was like, okay. Like Kyle Busch was going to move to his own team, take M&Ms with him, and his brother would join. It was weird, because I was like, I don't know if Kyle would do that. I could see him being him and his brother owning a Cup team, like, after they retire or something. But, both of them still want to go for a championship. Obviously, Kurt had a pretty decent year, winning at Bristol. Kyle Busch had a fantastic year. Obviously, one of the most dominant drivers on the circuit. Ford switching to the Mustang next year. Toyota's going to run the brand new Supra in the Xfinity Series. I'm excited for the Supra to be in NASCAR, because we're seeing this trend of the supercars racing in NASCAR, which I find a little interesting. So I enjoyed the season, and I'm definitely looking forward towards the 2019 season. Obviously, you got to get through the winter. No racing till February. There's probably other stuff going on, obviously. This racing world, I know people talk about V8 supercars. I only watched it like once, and I think it was a Bathurst race. I think that was the one that Fox, like DW and Mike Joy, and those guys were over there. I wouldn't mind watching that again at some point. But besides that, I want to try streaming more. Obviously, get some friends in here as well. Perhaps the next stream I may end up doing will be my birthday, which is a month and 2 days from now. So, besides that, thank you all for tuning into this stream. I hope next time I stream, I'll be on a newer and faster laptop. One can hope. Thank you for joining me in this discussion. I hope to do this more often. If you guys have anything else to add before I close the stream, please do so now. Congratulations to Brett Moffitt for winning the truck title and Hattori Racing. Congratulations to Tyler Reddick and Junior Motorsports on winning the Xfinity title. And congratulations to Joey Logano and Team Penske for winning the 2018 Monster Energy NASCAR Cup title. Once again, I have some plans for this channel. Once I get the new computer, I'll be able to showcase that more often. Got a couple videos coming up planned. And, I'll try to make Anthony. It depends on, potentially, anything I might work on in terms of school and all that. I've had kind of a busy day, but I'll let you know, man. I appreciate you watching my stream, by the way, especially, Jetman, Trey, Angel Leon, and everybody else. Thank y'all for watching this. I appreciate it, and I guess I'll end the stream at some point. I don't know when, because my computer's just that slow. Seriously, thank y'all for watching, and I'll see you guys whenever the next video may be. And y'all have a wonderful night.